Hi, and welcome to a special midsummer edition of Rabbi K's Cuts. We find ourselves here in the long and beautiful days of summer, reading some fascinating Torah portions. This week in Parshas Matos, we're told of the Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven, two and a half of the 12 tribes of Israel, who requested that rather than enter the land of Israel and take a portion of the land like the other tribes, they preferred to stay on the Transjordan, the other side of the Jordan, and occupy the land there. Their idea being there would be more plentiful room for grazing of their flock, and they would have room to spread out with their people. What's interesting is that the Torah is very harsh in judging these tribes. The Medrash tells us that these tribes were actually the first ones to be exiled of all the tribes later in Jewish history when the Jewish nation was displaced from its land. Why would that be? One might look at these tribes and say, it seems like they're trying to do something positive. They're trying to allow themselves an easier work life so that they could spend more time doing mitzvot, spending time studying Torah. They didn't have to work as hard. There was more land available for grazing. What was so objectionable about their behavior? Rabbi Aaron Kotler, a great rabbi who passed away in the middle of the 20th century, explained as follows. Very often, we can look at the actions of an individual and our own actions. And on the surface, those actions can seem very well justified, very well intentioned. But deep down, we know, and God knows, that we may have other designs. The tribes of Reuven and Gad, it might have looked like they were trying to give themselves more time to study and space to spread out, but really it seemed like deep down they were trying to eschew responsibilities of living in the land, all of the wonderful mitzvot that come along with the agricultural commitments of the land of Israel. And really they were trying to acquire as much wealth for themselves as they could, while again eschewing some of those mitzvah opportunities in the land of Israel. Nobody knows and no one can judge another person's objectives, another person's true intentions. But at least for ourselves, we know and must be honest with who we are and what we're truly thinking about when we're doing different things in our lives. We all go through situations where we're presented with opportunities, and sometimes we have reasonable and eminently understandable reasons not to do something, and other times we know we're just rationalizing. It's really up to us to be as honest with ourselves as possible, not for the benefit of any other person, but for the benefit of ourselves, so that we can reach our highest potential. We're here in the summer. It's a time where often we're more laid back, more relaxed, and that presents wonderful opportunities to recharge our batteries. But at the same time, we should always be asking ourselves, do I need to be recharging in this particular moment, or should I be charging in this moment? Should I be accomplishing in this moment? And that balance is a balance that only we ourselves can determine by asking ourselves real, honest, difficult, but really consequential questions that will help us maximize our experience in this life. Have a wonderful Shabbat and a peaceful but productive summer.